Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your pal Cal, and today we'll be going over a new board by the company Pingequa. I really hope I'm saying that right. Pingequa boards are pretty cool. They're add-on boards for other devices like the M5stack computer, the StickS3 in this case, the StickC Plus 2, you've got the Flipper Zero add-on boards. They make pretty cool RF boards. And in this case, the M5stack StickS3 CC1101 NRF24 board, and it just seems that recently the word NRF24 and module has a huge stigma with it because apparently there are snowflakes everywhere, but it does not matter. We're gonna get straight to the point, and this board is, well, redefined to match the StickS3. The StickS3 had a lot more features than the StickC Plus 2. For example, it had an extra row of GPIO ports, meaning that you could add on more stuff. Prototyping made a lot easier. Stick DuPont cables in it, stick extra boards in it, prototype your own board. There's a whole range of possibilities, and on top of all of that, it runs the Bruce Firmware. And if you're unfamiliar with the Bruce Firmware is an ethical hacking, penetration testing firmware by some of the greatest devs that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. It's iconic within its own right. So many people have gotten their first steps into understanding Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet. There's so many different vulnerabilities, and the Bruce firmware in particular took the Nemo firmware to that next level that it should have been. Now, a question I get asked a lot is which custom firmware is better? And there really is no answer for that. It all depends on what you're trying to learn, and that's kind of the key point here, is understanding how things work. But with education, there's also aspects that are just flat out not allowed, and you do want to keep in mind that this video is for educational purposes only, and remember to only test your own hardware. Do not test devices or networks that you do not have explicit permission to test on. Follow all local laws and don't be a skid. The Bruce firmware is amazing, and it can be an amazing first steps entry educational firmware. There's a lot of custom firmware for M5stack devices. You've got the Evil firmware, you've got Pork Chop, you've got Marauder. There is so many awesome custom firmware that can help you get started. But in this case, this Pingequa board gives you RF capabilities on your stick. Not this stick, StickS3. The StickS3 is, infrared, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, clock speeds of 240 megahertz, capable of running a small AI model, because it is an ESP32S3. And if you're unfamiliar with different types of ESP32s, maybe stop this video, Google it for a second, or watch a YouTube video or expect a YouTube video on different types of ESPs, because not all ESPs are built the same. And I have kind of a passion when it comes to ESP32 projects running some pretty cool firmware. Now, before we get into the Pingequa RF board in details, matter of fact, I will not be doing the top-down camera. An amazing member of the community and a new member of the Valley Tech team and a member of the BWM by the name of Daka will be doing the actual review. I'm going to tell you my opinions at the end, of course, because, I have some thoughts, but I believe that Daka shares the same thoughts, and, well, if you'd like to subscribe to Daka's channel, I've linked him down below, and he's a collaborator on this video because he's an amazing human being. But before we get into that, we are going to talk about what is a CC1101. The CC1101 is a cheap radio module that allows you to give your device sub-GHz capabilities, essentially turning any project into a radio project. And there's other types of CC1101s. Not all CC1101s are built the same. As a matter of fact, a lot of people associate a CC1101 with this, and this, although does work, you can use it in a lot of projects. So many people like reverting to this cheap radio module. There are even better CC1101s, really cool CC1101s. CC1101s are available inside the Flipper Zero. They're inside other projects as well. This is a good option if you wanted to give your device the ability to communicate on the 433 band or the 915 band or the 868 band. And before you get confused, hey, isn't that couldn't that be a LoRa radio? No, not really. Yes, they communicate on the same band, but they communicate differently. The LoRa radio modules are different than this radio module, and if you're watching this and you already know this, you'd be amazed on how many times I get asked this question, because people assume that band will, work with that, and although that can be kind of true when it comes to antennas, in this case, no, not so much. but it is cheap, effective, and in the StickS3, it does not come with a native CC1101, but with this board, it gives you a CC1101. Now the next module, which is arguably one of the most controversial modules that you could talk about right now, is the nRF24 L01, which recently has become the talk of the town. So many people hate this module, and a lot of people really like this module, and you can be a fan of this module this is a really complicated and very exhaustingly annoying conversation to have, because a lot of the people who are arguing that this module should be demonized, crucified, banned gun rights, or whatever the hell they want to talk about, actually use this module in a lot of their devices. So what is it really? The nRF24 L01, or the nRF24 for short, you can also call it a NERF, is a radio module as well. Even cheaper than the CC1101, and it's widely used. So many people use this in their projects, and it allows you to communicate over the 2.4 gigahertz band. That's mostly what it's for. It's for IoT projects. It gives you high-speed data transfers and a whole lot more over the 2.4 gigahertz band. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, things that use the 2.4 gigahertz band. My brain is like shattered for the amount of garbage I've had to deal with for the past few days. But this module can be used for a lot of good and a lot of cool projects. Say you want your device to be able to communicate over 2.4, and you have another device that you also want to, communicate over 2.4, you would use an nRF24. But like all things and almost all radio modules, they can also be used very nefariously. Now the nRF24 has a massive ecosystem and libraries for days, but they aren't really long range. They provide short range communication, high speeds, short distances, things of that sort. But people have figured out ways to pretty much disrupt things in the area while spamming noise everywhere. And that is where laws come into place, because that is just simply not allowed. I can understand that it might interest people, but there's a lot of things that can be bad if you really wanted them to be. Now, education of how these things work and understanding what they do plays a big part here, because it all comes down to the user and what he does. Accountability is key. But when you see people trying to take a stance on something that really isn't there and try to kind of make it broad and throw, what is the term for it? Throw crap on somebody and hope it sticks. Yeah, well, you're technically, at the end of the day, you still got crap on your hands, I don't know if that's a saying, but I feel like it just sounded right, Be very aware about people who like to throw stones while living in glass houses, because that's kind of what's been going on recently. A lot of people like to take the high road on a lot of different things. But what it comes down to is illegal things are illegal things, and you have to be aware of yourself, and you cannot control others, and you can't control what somebody makes and doesn't make, especially when that person is subpar at what they do. Now, if you have a StickS3 and you grab yourself a Pingequa board, what abilities can you really do with this board? Well, to put it in the simplest way, I'm going to give you the good things and the bad things, because you deserve to know. And why sugarcoat anything when you should know exactly what this device is capable of doing with a Bruce Firmware device, whether in this case a StickS3, a card computer, or any device that uses those modules. Having a CC1101 on a board lets your board operate kind of like a Flipper Zero. Not exactly, but it gives you sub-gigahertz capabilities, being able to scan, save, and replay sub-gigahertz signals, while also being able to analyze those signals within the Bruce firmware itself. But there are extra features that are there at your discretion. And you want to keep in mind, you always want to follow your local laws. This isn't me being sarcastic, you always want to follow your local laws. Educate yourself by all means, understanding how things work by all means, but you do want to keep in mind that you don't do anything that will potentially harm yourself and others while also, not harming your freedom. NRF24s are typically used for one of two things: mousejacking and analyzing channel data. And just that mousejacking, nobody mousejacks. It's such an old and dead practice. It's a very nice thing to learn and understand how those vulnerabilities work, but it's just outdated. And I've only ever successfully mousejacked or understood and did it in the process of following a video twice. And even then, I've never, ever seen a situation where that could be useful. But that's just me. I'm not that guy. But it will teach you a lot. People like to use NRF24s for nefarious purposes. We've never gone over that on this channel, and I would encourage you to never, ever do things that could actually harm yourself, harm others, and jeopardize your freedom, man. Now, we're gonna switch over to the top-down camera, and Daka is gonna show you this Pingequa board in action because I actually think it's pretty cool. I love the design, I love the simplicity of it. It does come with a nice case, and the headers fit both rows of the StickS3, but I'm gonna let Daka explain.
What's up, guys? This is Daka, and today we are checking out the Pingequa board for the M5stack StickS3. It's a neat little board with a powerful CC1101 and an NRF24 on board. Let's check out some of the features. We're checking out the CC1101 spectrum, and a neat little trick to see if it's receiving signals is to just touch the antenna. Your body gives off a natural interference, which will show on the waterfall. Pretty cool. Let's hop on over to the NRF spectrum. Now we are checking out the NRF24 spectrum, and as you can see, there isn't much happening in my area. Still pretty cool to see what you can receive. It's a neat little board with a cool presentation. However, it lacks an SD card. And that only allows saving 1, maybe 2 signals on the stick's internal memory, which isn't ideal. I think if this thing came with an SD card slot, we would have an awesome little module here. Thanks for checking me out.
Now, honestly, I can't help but agree with Daka on that statement. SD card on this device would make it so much better and a lot more effective. But looking at the real estate that we got on this board, I don't really know where you would put it. It would have to be a much fatter board. So if you wanted something just for analyzing data, this is your guy. I do want to mention something else. There is going to be a fundraiser soon for the Bruce project, and you'll be able to find out all of the details from this channel on our posts. We'll be doing updates on it as well as on Ghost Strats' channel and a whole lot more. Midwest Gadgets will be doing a Shark Week. We will all be doing a Shark Week where donations will be made from a purchase at MidwestGadgets.com. We'll notify all of you guys about that, and if you want to go to MidwestGadgets.org or .com, you can use our code BIGVALLEY for 20% off anything on there, and I'll let you guys know exactly when Shark Week is. I want to say it's like the 2nd or 3rd week of May, but I'm gonna keep you guys exactly updated on that. There's so much cool stuff coming out with the Bruce firmware. They are opening their new Bruce shop, so you'll be able to grab official Bruce devices, fully assembled, straight from the Bruce website. So they'll have a Bruce.computers website, and you'll be able to go to the shop and grab yourself a Reaper, which is their new board that has Flipper Zero style GPIO powered by an ESP32S3, CC1101, NRF24, infrared, dazzling LEDs that you can have all types of colors. And on top of all of that, there's UART connectors for an ESP32C5 or a LoRa module. And that, man, this, in my opinion, is amazing. I can definitely see other people within the community putting their own custom firmware on this as well. But this is an official Bruce device, and there's other Bruce devices coming out very soon by Smoochie and a couple of other members of the community as well. And it goes to support the Bruce devs. And that's what we really try to do here on this channel. We try to support the devs any way we can, tell you about what custom projects are available and what devices of what developers are making what and when, where, and why, man. Because that's the point. Getting people to come together, maybe argue, disagree a little bit, but mostly come together. If you want to stay up to date with some of the coolest tech and gadgets, I've linked so many awesome members of the community down below, as well as members of the Blackwire Militia, which we have a podcast that we try to put out almost every Monday. Yeah, every Monday so far. It's been going really well. We've got a lot of giveaways coming out very soon. And it's for you guys, man. It's for you guys, and it's for the devs. That's the main thing. Support our devs by visiting a GitHub repo, giving them a star, subscribing to their YouTube channel, checking out what stuff comes out straight from the source, logging into their Discords that I've linked down below as well. There's a Discord for the Bruce server down below, and the Bruce team has been around since the beginning. And you know, some people like to disagree with a lot of the features, and some people have arguments that, although it might be valid, learning how to educate somebody can be kind of tricky, especially stubborn people. And mental health plays a really big part as well, because man, there's a lot of mental health problems, and I would encourage you to enlighten yourself. Anything that makes you relaxed and happy. What makes me happy is showing you guys cool tech that I think is cool. And a witch hunt is not productive at all, because there's nobody hunting but you. We'll see you next time.